We did it.
We did done do it. We done did the thing.
We done did it. We done
We
did
we
it.
we did done do
The
it.
enthusiasm is
Skibbity bee,
just
skibbity bebop.
bada dee dot dot dude it dum. Yeah, is that
I'm the scat man.
where the scat stream? No,
No. Not but not actually.
listen. There's no wrong ideas in brainstorming, but sometimes there are ideas you just don't circle back to. Well, hello and good evening. We're back for episode 6 of Neverember's Enigma, all to support charity and to, of course, tell a cool story with some cool folks. Right? So I think we're wonderful. I knew this and I forgot it, and now I get to remember it again. We are up to $420 raised for Doctors Without Borders. So 420 raise it. Is that the fundraise it? Let's go with that. So that's what our stream benefits, and of course, not only does it benefit a great cause, but also as donations come in, our players get advantage tokens that they can use later. And if we ever get around to heisting, they also can use those for heist tokens. If someone would just stop romancing every NPC in the city,
I'm not sorry.
I wasn't gonna name names, but yeah, no. No, I love the development so far. So please continue what you're doing. The heists will unfold.
Listen, at this point, we're just stealing hearts. So,
You know what?
There we go.
Fair point. Also, I'm going to eat my own words. Brindle already pulled off a heist.
See?
We
See?
did.
Brindle's the only one.
Yeah,
Heisting by
assignment.
nature. Yeah.
Brindle knew the assignment.
Heist life.
Heist life indeed. So,
Something.
but let's see if I can get this. Let's see if this works. Oh, it looks like there's music. I like that. I don't know if you all can hear the music, but I think the stream can.
That's what really matters.
Mm-hmm. So if you're in the link I sent you on Discord, you can also hear the music. But
I did not complete the task, but I am now.
Oh no.
It always cuts.
I was reading other
loud
things
for me.
No, I understood completely. For those of you who are in the audience, if you can hear the music, let me know. I feel confident you can based on the little audio lights that I see down here, but I've been very wrong before, so that's what it is. Anyway, let's introduce our cool cast of heisters. Heroic heisters? Was that over? Yeah, let's go with that. That sounds good. So let's start with Bedlam.
Yeah, hello. I'm Bedlam. I don't know about heroic, maybe anti-heroic, maybe
hustling
chaotic
heisters.
Hero, hustling heisters. There we go. We got another good one. Heist hustle, as one might say. So anyway, I'm Bedlam. I am playing Brindle Fallow. He is a humble farmer from the rural lands outside of Waterdeep. New to the city and just trying to make his way in this world. But he's a fledgling rogue and entrepreneur, I guess. Things are happening. So anyway, tune in to find out more.
All coming together. Della.
Hi, I am Della, and here I am playing B, a completely normal roguish wizard who is gonna totally go hang out with her friends, and everything is gonna be fine. And we are gonna go to a show. It's gonna be great, and we're gonna go to a fancy party, maybe. And that's probably gonna be great too if we steal some shit while we're there. And nothing's gonna happen. We won't steal. We're stopping people. We're stopping crime, not doing crime. I have been informed that we are stopping crime by the cop.
Sounds right to me. Music is quiet, but you can hear it. That's good. That's kind of what we're aiming for. I don't want it to be too loud, but see if I can get a little louder. I find that good balance between nice background music and no one else can hear stuff. All right. JD.
Hey, I am JD. I am playing our very normal human rogue, Riv, and they just like to be at the theater and work on shows backstage and do really normal things, like sometimes following their crush home. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And opening night is going to be so normal. So normal. They definitely don't have a really uncomfortable meeting to go to this morning. It's fine.
Heck yeah. And Julia.
Hello, I'm Julia of local Delaware Cryptid. Today I'm going to be playing Lavinia Hale. She's a member of the City Watch. Recently lost an arm, gained warlock powers. She's still figuring that out as best as she can, and she's trying to warm up some cold cases, and just get along with her housemates.
That's going swimmingly.
I mean, her and B are fine.
That's true. That's true. I'm Andrew. I run the game, and I'm trying to keep everything on track. And that's happening, I guess. And it wasn't designed as a dating sim, but it's a dating sim now. Here we are. All right. Well, let's get started, shall we? Let's see if that's the one I want. So, it's a beautiful morning in Waterdeep, right? Opening night at the Eclipse Theater. A lot going on. 19 chess, 1492. Well, let's go back. Go back 3 years to well, maybe not the same time of day, but a different night. Same beautiful city. You see a room, Waterdeep Palace, right off the coast. You can even hear the waves occasionally crashing down on the cliffs below. Up in one of the higher offices, we see a gentleman with dark hair, glasses, and a stack of papers, notes, diagrams, and, well, concerns. As he's piling over this paperwork, there's a knock at the door. It says, "Enter." The door opens, and a slightly less older man, but still someone past their prime, a little more brown than gray in their beard and hair, but full plate mail, and of course, a cloak of the City Watch. And the gentleman looks up the desk and says, "Oh, Wilhelm. To what do I owe the pleasure?" And Captain Hale sighs and says, "Sorry, friend, this isn't a social visit," and pulls out a scroll and says, "Lord Brandeth, by order of the Open Lord, you are hereby detained by the Waterdeep Watch for crimes of theft and treason." And Wilhelm says, "Please, don't make this harder than it has to be. We can sort this out, but I'm bound to bring you in." Lord Brandath simply rubs his temples for a second, looks at Captain Hale, and laughs. He says, well, I'll be damned. They got me. Put my trust in the wrong people, and so did you, Wilhelm. Can't see it yet. You and I are both, well, we're gonna get screwed over in this one. Captain Hale says, listen, there are men outside. This is a courtesy. You need to come with me, or else they will, well, they will not be so kind. They don't have our rapport. Lord Branda says, kindness was never an option after this started. No. I knew the second that I started pulling this thread, there were going to be problems. Wilhelm, take care of yourself. And hopefully you trust the right people, because I clearly didn't. And he flips his desk and turns to run. And as he does, he twists a ring on his fingers, and 4 different Lord Brandaths take off in 4 different directions, 2 for the door and 2 for the other windows. As Captain Hale is simply startled and overwhelmed by this massive scene, calls for the guards in the hallway as they come rushing in, and the commotion as these illusions, one by one, are grabbed and disappear from people's hands. Lord Brandath disappears out the window into the night. Captain Hale looks down. Such ordered men out of the castle, down across the walls to chase him. And he sighs as guards rush. And he says to himself, Carlisle, you fucking idiot. What'd you get yourself into? And we return to the future, or the present, I should say. Beautiful day. Opening night. Couple meetings to follow up on. Let's start with Riv. Riv, you have a follow-up coffee appointment.
I do.
Could be a date. Who knows?
He is very attractive. I mean, that mysterious stranger.
He is incredibly attractive. Let's see. Do we have a picture for reference? Let's see if we have a picture for reference. There we go.
Yep.
We got a little picture for reference. So.
There he is.
Mm-hmm.
Romanceable. That is what I've determined.
Every NPC is romanceable, apparently. No regrets.
You take that back, because if any 3 of you get anywhere near my dad, it's over for you.
Oh no, your dad is not romanceable. I have no interest in romancing your father.
I'm, it's probably the closest in age to
You
age
cannot
and experience.
You cannot romance my father.
Is your father human, or is your father half elf? Like,
my father is the human side of my half
human side, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
could be like a fling. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be anything serious.
Not to be anything serious.
Yeah.
Not romance my father.
So, Riv, you have this meeting with a mysterious gentleman who offered to meet you at a coffee shop at 10 a.m. this morning if some of the information that he gave to you seemed relevant about, I don't know, some place called the Sanctuary, a couple odd details of things that Riv probably wouldn't care about.
It's true. And that does bring me to my first, maybe only question, but this is a coffee shop. I would imagine this is a coffee shop where one can just go in and order a drink and then leave. That wouldn't be suspicious or strange.
It does help if the person you're going to visit doesn't have paparazzi that follows them around.
It does. It does. But I think, and I will happily roll for this, I think we see a man standing in the shadows watching the door to the coffee shop. And about 30 seconds after the mysterious stranger enters, this figure follows suit.
Okay. Yeah, you see the mysterious stranger walk inside. Very punctual. 10 a.m. on the dot. Looks around. Doesn't see Riv. Grabs a coffee from the barista and then sits down, waiting.
And the man who had been watching walks in. He is taller than Riv by about 4 inches, if we assume that Riv's height is their actual height. He has golden hair that comes right about to his jaw and is wavy, and he is dressed nicely. I wouldn't say finely, but nicely. And as Mr. Luke Black enters, he would like to see if this stranger notices him
I've
or
got roll
indicates
insight.
any kind of awareness of who he is. That is a 13.
Okay. There's a moment where the man's sitting there, drinks his coffee, looks over at you with little recognition, right? Then simply pulls out a pair of glasses, cleans them on his jacket, puts them on, and then looks back at you with recognition. There's just a slight acknowledgement, a little bit of a smile and nod, and like a gesture to sit, come sit.
And he does.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Trust you had a good evening. This is awkward. Introductions always a little awkward at times, right? I go by Sergio.
Pleasure to meet you. You can call me Luke.
Luke today. Okay. So, suppose I'll let you start. I'm sure you have questions, and I am happy to answer them.
Those aren't normal glasses, are they?
No, they're prescription. He smiles at his own joke and says, "One can never be too too prepared for things the water deep can throw at you. Caution's always important."
What exactly is your interest in all of that?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest. My interest is in you. And I would, of course, hate to see any misfortune fall upon you. And please don't think of that as a threat. It's not. I have no intention of, well, doing anything that would disrupt your life. Well, not maliciously. I would like to offer you a job. Of course, that would be overshadowed if you and I were to work together and other aspects of your personal life were to start to fall apart or cause you legal issues. It could become complicated. So, I guess you could say my interests are self-serving.
Why me?
Well, he kind of takes an additional look around. This coffee shop is not that busy. People kind of come in and out, but nobody is really lingering. And he says, well, you have an incredible talent for blending in. And for one, I respect that. I think it would be, well, a very useful addition to a project I'm working on.
We'll get back to the questions about that project.
Of course, of course.
What do you know of what Trench is doing with the sanctuary?
Finch has no interest in the sanctuary beyond the fact that it connects to, well, a wanted criminal. And of course, he would like to be the one to bring that criminal to justice. Not just for his own personal ambitions. The watch is offering a, well, sizable reward. Trench cares about Adrian.
Of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ronan cares about Adrian.
Ah. Yes. Complications. Now, I give you warning because, well, you are very skilled and talented. And under normal circumstances, I have no doubt in my mind you could simply solve this problem on your own. But Vincent Trench is different. His perceptions are not, well, human. I don't quite know what they are, but they are exceptional. And he does excel in tracking things that's more difficult to find.
What kind of trouble has he caused the sanctuary so far?
No, none yet. I think he's waiting. The sanctuary, of course, is, well, organization of local renown, right? Does it's for a good, noble cause. I don't think he wants that kind of bad publicity. I think he simply wants to catch a criminal who may be embezzling or hiding or exploiting, those with charitable or kind intentions. It would not be in his best interest to cause any harm to the organization itself, I think.
No, it would just be in his interest to create a story to explain his actions.
Yes.
How did you come to know all of this?
He kind of pushes his glasses up a bit and says, this is... You'll have to forgive this, but I've been following your case very closely. The idea of someone who, well, likes to, I'll say, reallocate resources from those who don't need them to those who do. It made me very, very happy. And I wanted to know more. So I did a little digging myself. And I must say, very impressed. Like I said, I like what you've done. Which of course goes back to why I offer that information to you, so that there are no complications, and of course, why I would like to offer a partnership. I too have every interest in taking some money from people who, well, couldn't have it and reallocating it back to those who need it.
You certainly have my attention. What exactly would this partnership be? What would I get from it? And what would you get from it?
Ah, I would get to finish some work I started many years ago. But what you would get from it, well, I think there's no greater thrill than the one I could offer. But if that's not enough incentive, because who would want to work for free? Even doing the heroic thing and walking away with taking care of all the people of this fine city. I could guarantee you 1,000,000 dragons when it was over.
Guarantee.
Guarantee. But I have great confidence.
And how would this help with the trench situation?
Oh. And then you misunderstand. Those are separate. The trend situation is something I simply wanted you to be aware of because, let's be honest, if we're going to work together, it'd be very hard to do so if you were in jail.
Hmm. That's fair. Well, I suppose this is the biggest question. What exactly is it that you are going to be asking me to do?
He smiles and kind of pushes up his glasses and says, well, the one thing that I've seen you have immense passion for. Heist. On a scale you can't possibly imagine.
And Luke takes a moment and then nods and says, consider me interested.
Excellent. Well, I suppose the first step, getting to know each other better, is I'd like to make the acquaintance of some of your friends. I. Oh, sorry. Roommates. I understand this is strange, but trust me when I say I think that the friends are also in a position to have great impact on this. Now, ask them to make their own decisions, but I do want to pass along something. And he slides a wax sealed envelope across the table. He says, "Now, this is not money. This is information and something I think is, in this case, way more valuable. Um, please give this to your friend Lavinia. I think it will help her with the project she's working on."
This, I have no doubt, is going to sound like a very, very unnecessary question in light of everything you've said, but you are aware that Lavinia is a cop.
Oh, very. See, I think Lavinia, well, and all of your friends really realize that there are good people in this city, and of course there are bad people in this city. And the trouble is the city structure and distinction, the city structure and system does not necessarily distinguish well between those two. Sometimes bad people end up in places where they can, well, cause problems. And this is something I think would help solve a couple questions for your friend Lavinia. And I would like to think would also win a little trust, but I understand people have their suspicions. It's very hard when someone says, "I've been, well, watching you for quite some time," but I like to be upfront about that because I don't trust easy. There are a lot of people in this city who have been, say, bought or claimed by other things.
And why should I trust you? How do I know that you weren't exactly the person who put trench on my tail?
That is an excellent question. You don't. I'm sorry to say that, but you don't. But as we move forward, I'd like to think that you'll see the kind of person that I am.
That is exactly what I am afraid of.
Well, Luke, the offer is open. Or we have 24 hours for you to think on it, and of course for your friends to think on it as well. Otherwise, a window of opportunity will close, and, well, we will part ways.
You said the window of opportunity will close.
Mhm.
When exactly are we meant to do this heist?
Well, something this big cannot simply be accomplished in one night. Oh, there are multiple pieces, multiple elements. Plenty of danger, lots of thrills. But starts with the first domino.
You have certainly given me much to think about, and I suppose we'll go to my housemates, including Lavinia, and gauge their interest in this as well.
Let me offer one more piece of advice. Tell Kima she should check the archives. Her professor friend, there's history there.
No message for Brindle?
Ah. Brindle. Brindle is a gem. I very much like his style. But I guess if I were to pass along a helpful piece of advice, family can protect you, but it can also be the first thing that gets you killed.
Luke studies him intently in response to that,
Mhm.
and then just files that away into his head.
You can feel free to roll insight on that one.
That was a natural 20.
Okay.
So yeah.
This is crazy. So everything he has said up to this point, either he's an incredible actor or he is sincere, right? He means it when he says like, "Hey, you don't know if I mean you any harm, but I don't. I want to help you. I'm intrigued with like your friends, and I think that we can pull off something that will make the city better." All seems either legit or so incredibly well rehearsed. um, the family line you see was meant for Brindle, but also had a very personal touch to it as well.
Oh yeah, we are definitely filing all of that away.
Mm-hmm. And to clarify, since Nat 20, personal is in speaking from the experience. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know you have a busy day ahead of you, opening night and all, but if you have time tomorrow, I'd love to combine and discuss this more. And of course, I'm sure your friends will have questions, and I'm happy to answer them.
As I said, you have my curiosity, so I can guarantee I will be there.
Excellent. Well, until tomorrow, Mr. Luke.
Until tomorrow.
He simply pushes up his glasses, stands up, straightens his jacket, gives you a kind of awkward nod, and walks out.
And Luke just watches him go, taking a sip of his coffee.
Okay. Good times. Is I know that Lavinia and B had some stuff they wanted to do, but there's no B at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just smash you all back together for a moment.
I was gonna say Brindle needs to go get paid.
Brindle does need to go get paid at some point. We can cover that, but I think Riv's out and back coffee trip doesn't take too long.
Did Brindle need to get paid? Because he already collected the 5 from
72 hours for your warehouse heist.
Yeah, Hagen does owe you some money.
That's true.
Remember,
That's true.
I'm not kidding when I said I'm keeping everyone's schedule.
There are like 26 pages of notes on the back end, and they're phenomenal. Both because I love that the attention to detail, and it helps me remember stuff, which I appreciate as well. So
I did forget that I hadn't collected from Hagen yet. That is true. That is true.
But let's see. Let's put y'all back together for a quick scene first, and then when we get Kima and everyone, we'll start bouncing around real quick. Rim is gone for about an hour as everyone's kind of getting prepped for their day, right? And then returns with, I don't know what kind of look on their face.
I think it is as inscrutable as it ever is, but if anyone wants to roll insight against my deception, I would be happy to do that.
Sure. Insight's decent. 21.
Holy shit. Okay, that was a 15.
If we're all there together, I think Brindle would notice Lavinia scrutinizing. So Brindle would also take a sharp look at Riv. Like, what's going on there?
I think it's less scrutinizing and more that like Lavinia's a little surprised to see them back. Like they're kind of, it's not that they like are obsessive of their roommates' habits, but it's one of those things that you just like notice. Like you notice when people have patterns. And usually like when Riv is gone for the day, they're gone for the day. So for Riv to come back in the morning, it's like, are you sick? What's wrong?
Fun, I could have had another date with Renaer. Like, there's always that.
And everybody's interested in hearing about that. So no, I only rolled a 5 though. So as per character, Brindle is blissfully unaware of what's going on in front of him. So.
Is Brindle getting free breakfast because Lavinia cannot cook for one?
Yeah, always.
Absolutely.
Brindle might have enough money to actually buy his own food now, but that's not going to stop him from coming down to get free eggs.
Listen,
So
legitimately unable to cook for one.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Can't math it out.
Miss Ethel White has looks like Lady Ethel White has been Miss. Hold on, what did I call her?
Madam.
Thank you. I was like, those aren't right either. Has been up and about. She seems a lot better today. And kind of like at one point bustled around the kitchen, made herself some coffee, chatted with you, some winning pleasantries, and then went back up to her room to finish some late reading.
Brindle would have gotten in on that coffee that she was making.
But Rip returns looking whatever a 21 insight would convey to Lavinia.
Yeah, they look kind of shaken. I mean, they're holding it very much together, but something has rattled them. And they're also curious.
Hey. Everything okay? I thought you had your show today. That's why you left early.
I was going out to get coffee.
Oh.
But everything's fine. I don't know why you'd think otherwise. I mean, the show is tonight, and it's going to be an experience, but
It's a
everything's good.
big deal, isn't it?
Yes, Roberto wanted to do a play in 7 acts.
Wait, how long does that go for? When do we have to
Three,
be there?
three and a half hours.
Mhm.
Okay.
No intermission.
I feel like that feels like a war crime.
He's so eccentric, though. Hi, Roberta.
Okay, well, there's more eggs and coffee.
Yeah, Rip, why'd you go out for coffee? There's plenty of coffee here. Aren't you short on time?
Sometimes you just want to be out somewhere else, and not all coffee tastes the same.
That's true. That's true. They have really good coffee up at the Grocers Guild. Sometimes I just want to walk up there just for that coffee. I
Sometimes,
don't.
Brindle, I
That's
worry about you because that is a long walk.
it's good coffee. It's also free. That's part of the dues. I don't know. I pay for it, I guess, so it's worth going there.
I'm not gonna tell you what the coffee's like at the bullpen. I'm not gonna do that to you.
Great.
I would imagine bad.
You ever had coffee made by somebody who looks like they've never seen the sun? Lavinia just kind of gets a distant look in her eye.
I don't know
Brindle
how to
starts
answer
thinking
that.
about Brindle starts thinking about any time that he goes and visits some of the members of his family who only work at night. He's just kind of nods.
It's so thick. It's like jet fuel. I can't. Not that jet fuel means anything. What's the equivalent of jet fuel? Do we have airships in Waterdeep?
Uh,
Where's
actually,
the
we do
technology
not.
level?
We're still at we're still high fantasy, so
Okay.
I don't know. Alchemist fire.
I'll go with that. Yeah, it's incredibly thick. It tastes like alchemist's fire. Ugh.
Now, these
Lavinia,
eggs are really good this morning, Lavinia.
yep. Brindle, I do need to talk to you. I need Lavinia, could we talk for a moment?
We're talking now, so sure.
I meant stepping away. No offense, Brindle. There's just something that I would like to talk with Lavinia about one-on-one.
Sure. Here. Why don't I go upstairs with the eggs? I'll come back down later. It's fine. It's yeah. And then Brindle goes upstairs with his eggs.
And despite what they just said about talking, Riv just hands the packet to Lavinia.
And she takes it in her hand and she kind of turns it over. I assume there's no writing on it, just that wax seal.
Yep, no writing. The wax seal is simply a key emblem. It doesn't look like anything you see in Waterdeep nobility or major known images.
It's not like a guild crest or anything like that. It's just a key.
No faction crests, no guild crest. It's just a weird key.
Thank you. Do you? Okay. And she will set it on the table so that she can pop the seal open with her one hand.
Okay, you can click that spoiler tab.
Ah! I'm so afraid. Oh, oh no. Oh no.
What is it?
It is what appears to be the completely unredacted version of the cold case she's working on. Oh, those dogs have opinions.
They do. They mad. Yeah, all the redacted stuff that was not there before is there in bold now.
Lavinia kind of like skims it at first, and then realizing what it is, she like goes back for like a second quick pass, and then she kind of like sets it down on the table, takes like a half step away from it. Viv, where did you get that?
A friend, potentially.
What does potentially mean?
A friend who says that he wants to help. He wants to do some good in this city. And he apparently thinks that the four of us would be useful in that process. I asked Brindle to go away because it's no secret you're not my favorite person, but
That does not get a reaction out of her. She's well aware.
Yeah.
but I still thought that you deserved privacy. I don't know what is in that folder, but I know that he had information about me that I would not readily share with all of you. And I thought I would do you the same courtesy of giving you a chance to decide what you share and how much you share, because that's not my secret to tell.
That's very thoughtful. It's very kind. This doesn't have anything to do with me personally.
I don't think you're intrinsically a bad person, Lavinia. I just don't like cops.
Lots of people don't like cops. Right up until they need a cop. So I'm not surprised. I'm used to it. I've lived in this city since I was 1 year old. And I've lived essentially in the guard with my father since I was 1 year old. I know it's a problem.
And that's the thing. You say nobody likes cops until they need one. And I'm just going to be honest. I don't trust that if I ever did need one, it would end well for me.
What do you want, Riv?
I don't want anything. I want you to think on if you have any interest in meeting with this friend in light of the information that he has access to and can provide. And you're maybe interested in finding out a little more about a job that he has to offer the four of us.
Lavinia is going to pick up the file and she's going to leave the room. She's going to go back upstairs.
Okay. When Lavinia goes back upstairs, what do you do with the file?
I'm going to actually read it now.
Okay.
Also, me as Julia, I'm going to actually read it because I am not that fast.
That's fair. I bolded the stuff that should be helpful to
Okay.
you.
That's the newest stuff is bold. Okay.
Yes. Cool. But we'll circle back to that while you process the information.
Brindle would have gone back downstairs after hearing Lavinia walk through. Because I mean, the walls are not thick in this place. I definitely heard her walking through the hallway. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I assume B's around as well.
Yep. Now B's around.
Yeah. B was distracted by other stuff this morning.
B absolutely decided to see if she could try casting a second level spell and something caught on fire and has been trying to make it not be on fire for the last half hour.
It's like some charred curtains in your room.
Just
whoops.
Completely fucked up. Thought, I wonder if I can cast invisibility. No. The answer was no, and it ended badly. Oh no, oh shit.
Love it.
But I can't fix curtains, so that's nice.
Did you take the mending spell?
Did I take the mending spell?
I
was just assuming that she was frantically sewing.
Sewing it back together.
You're kind of new to magic, so that might be your first instinct, and then halfway through you remember you're like.
I also fully did not take mending as a spell, so yeah, no, it's definitely just sewing a curtain back together.
Sewing some patchwork cloth into this curtain to make it work. Yeah, you do that in record time, and then you come downstairs and join Brindle and Riv kind of in the kitchen.
Ever so slightly smelling of smoke. B comes downstairs with that kind of slightly manic, absolutely nothing happened, don't even ask about it look on their face. And she's sort of just like, hey, how's everybody's morning been going?
Pretty good. Eggs are good today. There aren't that many left now, but they're really good.
Oh, great. Well, I'll take whatever the leftovers are. There's 1.5 egg.
Yoink.
Which is fine. She's tiny.
Gnome-sized portion of egg.
It's perfect.
We'd love to see it.
Have you guys seen Scutch? I was gonna take her over to talk to CW this morning.
Yeah, I think she needs a couple of minutes, and actually, I should probably talk to both of you. Lavinia called me out on it. At a surprise outing, I was meeting someone this morning, a friend, I guess you could say, who maybe has some work for all of us.
Some work?
Wait, so it wasn't just the good coffee? Oh.
I've got 2.5 jobs.
I
mean, I've
will
also
always
got
hear about
student
work.
loans, but so yeah, all right. Let's look. What kind of work?
I think before I tell you about the work, he gave me something to say to each of you, but I didn't really give Lavinia the choice. I talked to her directly. I don't know if there's anything you don't want me to say in front of one another. I'm happy to. I don't really know what either thing means, but he knows things about all four of us.
Brindle's sort of eyes be up a little, like,
I think
no, I think it's probably fine. I mean, I don't know who this person is, but I mean, what's the worst thing they could say?
I think B like puts her hands on her hips and kind of like gives you a sort of a squinty eye, like looks back towards you and says, "I've got secrets you kids couldn't even imagine." So, I'm fucking with you. Yeah, just what's going on?
I mean, honestly, what he said, I should say to you, doesn't really mean much to me. He said, you should check the archives. Something about that being helpful with something going on with the professor.
Okay, I can check archives. Yeah.
Brindle, he had more of a warning for you. He said something along the lines of, it would be good for you to remember that family can protect you, but also be the first thing to get you killed. Which seems really weird. I didn't know farmers
Yeah,
were like
I
that, but
mean,
you know,
it's fine, but yeah, I don't think I need a stranger to tell me that you can't always trust your family.
I think there's a difference between you can't trust your family and your family might get you killed.
Okay.
If you look over at B, she's just like she's also just kind of like eh, seems
Okay.
Anyways,
So wait, so I don't get
yeah. Who was
who
this
is this
person?
person? Did I know? Does he know my family? Like, who is like? Is he somebody I know?
Yeah, why do they know about this professor? Who is this guy? And can I talk to him? I just want to talk.
yes, yes, he said that we could all meet with him tomorrow and that you could all ask whatever questions that you had. I certainly had plenty.
So wait, what about the work? What kind of work?
Oh, he wants us to do a heist.
Huh.
Okay, that's pretty outright and direct, I guess. I guess we should talk to him.
Yeah. How much are we heisting? Because we're definitely. I feel like there's a it does matter how much because I'm trying to remember. There's like amounts and like who you steal from that matters. That takes it from like imprisonment and beatings to like full on death penalty.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, I
didn't
guess
give
just
me
don't get
those
caught, right?
details.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yes, Brindle is correct. Just don't
Just
get
don't
caught.
just don't get caught. That's great and all. That's great and all. But get I'm just we live with a cop.
Yes, she would be
What,
included.
Oh, neat.
what would we? Do we know what it is and why? Who does this person work?
Something along the lines of making sure bad people get what they deserve and making sure money goes to the right places, which are things I can get behind.
How does he know what the right places are? Has he
That's
got like
something.
a? Has he got like a? Does he have like a? I don't know, like a better business, like a charity report type thing that I can look over, make sure that
I'll
he's
make
doing
sure
his
he
job.
brings all
Charity
of the
navigator.
spreadsheets. Yeah,
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
good questions.
Waterdeep charity navigator.
Mhm.
Yeah, Brindle isn't saying anything more on that front, but is thinking like that's a much better deal than his usual work, which is questionable at best. So
I'm not. I'll be clear. I'm not against this, but I want to know a lot more
Oh,
details. Obviously.
obviously. That's why he said we could all meet with him and you could have a chance to ask those questions. Because
How
I
did
don't
he
have those answers.
When and
how did he
where?
find you? How did he know you and find you?
I mean, he's going to open with this, so I might as well say it. He's apparently been watching us. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan either.
Am I gonna have to like start like is there like a support group for people who just can't keep mind their business? Just gotta stalk people, gotta follow them. Like
Hey, 50% of the group can do it. It's cool, right?
I only did it once and now it keeps happening. I feel like I started a trend.
So wait, yeah, where are we supposed to meet this person?
Oh, I'm assuming at the same coffee shop I met him at today.
Ooh, which
Brindle
coffee
asked,
shop?
yeah, which one? Which one exactly?
Yeah, which one would it be, Andy?
There's one across the street from the Eclipse Theater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rev would name that one.
Cool.
It's called
Would,
it's called On Your Grind.
Is Brindle would like to sort of like think about whether or not this is Centaurum territory and how risky it would be to meet with somebody else for different work in that vein.
It is. Brendan would know this off the top of his head. It is not. The theater is up further north in like the North Ward area. Zentarum tend to be more active in like the South Ward, the Dock Ward, and sometimes the Trade Ward. Right. You've noticed that a lot of the times when work happens, it's down south, and when planning or payment happens, they kind of get away from that area to like drop off some money or like disclose some information. Then you meet somewhere else, usually further south in the city.
And this is not the same coffee shop where he met Hagen that one time.
It is not.
Okay, all right. Brindle visibly relaxes when you say which coffee place it is.
Brindle, are there some coffee places that I should just avoid? Because you looked really concerned.
No, there was this incident this one time, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't the coffee shop I was no longer allowed back in. You know, it's just one of those things. It was a misunderstanding. I don't think you have to worry about it. That's fine.
You think the napkins are free, but you realize they're too nib a napkin. You just grab a handful and get yelled at.
You know, when it's self-serve coffee, you'd expect that just means you can take it, right?
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you should, but I am saying that no one will check in a Panera if you have a to-go carrier if you've actually paid at the little thing for your coffee.
I've never been to the Waterdeep
Let's see.
Panera.
Panera
Yeah,
doesn't
the
care,
fantasy
though.
Panera.
Panera does not care.
Panera's also selling lemonade that could kill you.
Yeah, so what you do is you pour a bunch of limoncello into that and you make the fifth loco.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen, all I can say is I've had some of those caffeine lemonades, and my caffeine intake has fucked me up because that didn't do a single thing for me.
Yeah.
Not even a blip on my poor little heart.
No, that's a muscle you have to train to failure, just like everything else, right? More caffeine.
Listen, you start drinking coffee at the age of 12 and you never stop, and then
There you go.
consume enough caffeine to kill a horse.
So while Brindle and B are kind of pondering this like weird offer, what's going through Lavinia's head as she kind of reads the rest of this report, including some of the information that was not included in the previous versions.
Well, she's even more concerned about just B in general, because now a member of the Blackstaff Tower has been named, and she's just like, why are these all people who B knows or could potentially know? If you bite me, I swear to God.
That's also something that Lavinia has had to worry about saying to B.
It's true.
She's alarmed about the mention about how this was brushed off by the Open Lord because of concerns about Fleetwick, which was still, like over a week out, and at this point, like a lot of this stuff should already be handled, and that makes her worried about, she still what's going on with her dad. Oh, dude, I'm being attacked. Um, so like she doesn't feel great about it. Like each new piece of information just makes everything worse.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally worse.
Bypassing the Mage Civilar office to go
Yeah,
directly to Blackstaff Tower for magical consultation.
just completely bypassing that. Uh, which again, it's not a secret that Lady Silverhand is, partners with the current head of Blackstaff, so that's probably something really easy for her to order. I'm thinking about her conversation with Adven the day before and the fact that like it was closed according to a member on the council. She thinks she knows which one it is. And it doesn't make her feel great. It makes her feel very worried.
Did you have a direction for which person closed this thing?
Aven. It was sealed with the Aven crest. Oh my god, dude, my guy, my goodest bitch.
Mm-hmm. So something that Lavinia would know, although it doesn't come up very often, is the Masked Lords all have their own crest or insignia, so that they do actually order something. Like there is a crest or seal associated with it.
Mhm.
It is in no way, shape, or form attached to who they are as a person. As a specific thing granted to those lords as they move into that office. But it's consistent until that lord leaves.
So put a pin in that for further investigation.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
But yeah, just things to ponder. Crazy that a whole bunch of stuff was removed from this report.
Super spooky.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Typos. They're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, totally not a concern. Neither is neither is the evidence of a memory spell being performed on the deceased. Totally not something for me to be worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Just every new piece of information she learned, she's just like, this is like something out of like a Penny Dreadful.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with her. She is not bothered by the conversation uh with Riv. Riv is entitled to feel what they feel, and Riv never made it a secret, so
That's fair.
that conversation has not moved the needle in their relationship in any direction.
All right. Well, you all have errands to run, so let's focus on that for a little bit. Unless Lavinia has some opinions that she wants to tell the rest of the group.
I mean, she probably doesn't come out of her room until B probably comes to get her to see like what's going on. And I don't think Riv really like Riv didn't use the heist word with Lavinia, so she's kind of like still in the dark about that. Riv was just like, I bear a gift from a stranger. And then that was the conversation. So
So
she
that's
doesn't have opinion there.
That'll come up, I'm sure.
The wording was very intentional.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's knock on your door as B is ready to go talk to CW.
Hey, Scutch, you ready to go?
Yes. Sorry. Let me just yes. I've got my report, and then she like picks it up, thinks about like how much trouble people would get in if like a page of this went missing and it came back to her, puts it down with some of her other stuff that she just has at home, gets her notebook and the official file that the watch is keeping, and will bring that instead.
Okay.
Keep the all the juicy details in the house. But before she leaves, she does make sure that Madame Ethelwhite is feeling safe being alone in the house, and gives her a sending stone in case, that guy just decides to come back and be a dick.
Oh, no, thank you. Yeah, I was a little nervous about it, but I figured, best to try to confront that early and just settle my fears. But I appreciate the sending stone. That actually is nice.
Madam Ethelwait,
Hmm?
have you considered settling your fears with, like, I don't know, a big knife?
Hmm.
We all know what this place used to be. I'm sure you had your ways. Like, you still have like a big fucking knife or like a big old stick?
She holds up a bat that's by her bed and just goes,
Hell yeah.
"Oh, it's all good." So the bat is just embroidered with the madam on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Rhinestones.
Hmm.
Yes. The most like beautiful like script.
It's pink and says bad bitch on the side.
Yeah.
I'll be good. Between that, I've got my little bat here and a little light reading. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
So, as they sort of set out, B sort of has sort of shoulder her backpack, her little messenger bag, all of her sort of wizardly um
And
sort of
so I am curious, as you're all sitting out with Brindle also getting ready to set out, I think you're all heading the same direction for a little bit until Brindle has to break off.
yeah,
Yeah,
so what do you
northward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys are heading north, uh, you mind if I tag along? Because I have to head north as well.
Oh yeah.
Gotta head up toward back up toward the Grocers Guild area. Maybe I'll stop in for another coffee.
Yeah. And on the map, eventually, if you take the high road, at one point, Lavinia and B will break off into the Seaward, uh, kind of due west, but that's much further north in the city, and then you'll be able to carry on to the trade ward or the farm ward. Field ward. There we go. Words are hard. Got there. But yeah, you got plenty of time to walk and talk.
Cool.
So what do you guys think of this thing that Slick is throwing at us?
I didn't like that the person he met, who we don't like know their name or anything, but they seem to know a bunch about us. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to meet them.
I'm a little concerned. Is it true, Lavinia, that does an undercover cop have to tell you that they're a cop?
Sometimes there are circumstances. Usually you have to ask them first, but if they ask you, you can't say no.
Huh. Neat.
So you're gonna ask them that, Pete?
Oh yeah, of course I'm going to ask them directly because, like, just going to come up to just a couple of random people, including an officer of the watch, and say, "Hey, do a heist for me."
There's the word.
Excuse me?
Yeah, like heist for good or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're gonna find out more.
Counter heist.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Was apparently.
Are you guys talking about tomorrow at the gala? Are we meeting this person at the gala? What are you
I
talking
don't know. I
about?
think we're meeting them tomorrow, like to see if we want to take a job. I guess.
Yeah, I think it'd be before the gala. Wait, when is the gala?
Riv
It's
did
tomorrow.
mention there. He did mention to Riv there was a 24-hour window of opportunity for this.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. They might have some like work. But we wanted to find out more, especially because like they know a lot about us. So definitely curious about this person and want to meet them. Like I want to meet somebody who knows that much about me.
When you say knows that much about you, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like, they knew that B needed to go to like maybe check out the archives, so that means they would have to have some information, and they were talking about like my family, which seems weird, you know? Like,
Oh, this might be the person who was watching me on the roof.
Oh yeah,
wait,
they've
what?
apparently been following us. He's apparently been like following us,
Oh.
like a creepy creeperson, because only a creepy
Oh,
person would follow their
yeah.
friends
Somebody's
around.
been. Oh, yeah. There was somebody outside of the yawning portal and all that.
See, I
Yeah.
didn't pick up on any of that.
He
Yeah,
spoke to
me
me.
neither.
You guys want to meet him?
Yeah, you don't? Did he have a message for you too?
He left something for me, yes. Not quite a message.
I think that there is no harm in talking to someone who's clearly so well connected, and you know, yeah, I want to check in on this because either we find out about some cool opportunity to help the city through, doing, you know, heroic feats of daring do and that sort of thing, uh, or at the very least we go and make sure that you know Slick isn't getting themselves into some kind of insane trouble.
I, yeah, I think it's good to know anybody, get to know somebody who knows that much about us. You know, it's like don't want to leave that stone unturned, I guess. So like that's a big deal for me. Plus, like I don't know. Well, they did say heist. They did say something about taking from the bad people and getting the money to the right places. So that's intriguing. That's neat. Like,
Intriguing but frustratingly vague. I want to know more about what
oh
the
yeah,
hell they mean by
absolutely.
that.
Like how does like what does that mean? Like what
Incredibly
from what
vague.
perspective are they saying that? You know, like
Yeah.
I want to know more. I want to know
Yeah,
more.
like
So-
are we stealing are we stealing from the rich and giving to, the other rich, or are we like stealing from the rich and giving to, like, you know, building community centers and shit? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Who
Maybe from
knows?
their perspective, taking from the poor and giving to the rich. Maybe this is just a tax collection mechanism, a very elaborate one. I don't know. I feel like we should find out more. So yeah.
Job.
I mean, I know you've got your well-paying, like day-to-day job, but not. Some of us have to look for our work. So I also really want to talk to this person. So
I mean, I would at least like to know the face of the person who's been following me. It's been very unsettling. And the sass wasn't necessary when I called them out on it.
Also, like, is it just them following you, or are they hiring people? Like, what kind of, who do they work for? What kind of, like, is this an organization? Are they just personally doing this? Like, were they the ones following you around, or did they? Yeah, uh, I don't know. There's so many questions here. Definitely came out of like left field.
Can I just go ahead and say something?
Yes?
You got me thinking about this. I feel like there's just too much organizations in this city. There's just too goddamn
Bureaucracy? No, you don't
organized
understand.
crime, organized not crime, a
Unorganized crime.
guild for every fucking thing. Like,
Bureaucracy in this fucking city is hell.
yeah, I don't.
90% of the problems that are just like just bureaucratic nightmares. There are things that like happen in this city that are just astoundingly stupid.
I
I believe
think
you.
I think you just ignore most of it and go with your heart. Like, it's fine.
You know where that I appreciate the sentiment in my field. That has a tendency to end up with a whole lot of people summoning a whole lot of bad, mostly fey creatures that really shouldn't be fucked with.
Well, maybe they didn't go with their heart then, or maybe their heart's in the wrong place. I don't know. Look, it's not a perfect system.
Yeah, there is one thing I forgot to point out, but it's on the calendar. Not widely celebrated in the city, but there are pockets and neighborhoods that people are into it. Today is Fay Day,
I do have that written down. I do
Uh,
have that.
which is basically just a less popular Halloween where people dress up as like fake creatures and play pranks on each other. Or some people say it's just dumb and don't want anything to do with it. It's mixed reviews, but usually there's like small neighborhood areas where people just get like really into it, and it's kind of fun. More of a kids' holiday, but still, some people are superstitious about it. But not at all the citywide celebration that some other festivals are.
Right. Well, my only concern with doing a job like this, if we do something like this, is it going to affect all of my other work? Because like I told Slick, I've got 2.5 jobs right now. The half is
Yeah,
mostly a bribe.
sounds like a good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I just also have to, continue like my schooling and all of that, and ugh, that's fine. That's why. That's why the gods made coffee, right?
Facts. As you have all pondered this, you eventually get to the point where, Brindle, you have to travel west towards this. Or sorry, Brindle, you have to keep going north, and B and Lavinia, you are heading west towards the seaward. They couple of quick goodbyes. I think you part ways and continue on with your business.
Yep.
Lots of questions in
Okay.
your head.
Sure.
Lavinia is just like, she's just that bird that just like bobs around with the big question mark over its head.
I
That
should have
GIF.
I'm gonna go back and screenshot your face from when it was just like, this is a heist, and like just watching you, just like, what the
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
You say heist, that's not good. But as you part ways, a lot of questions, but a lot of intrigue. So maybe you'll have some more answers tomorrow. But you have some very pressing business to attend to today before Ribs opening night, right? Because everyone has tickets. Big deal. Big showy festival. But we'll deal with CW and with Hagen after a quick little break. So, because I'm out of coffee, and that's a tragedy.
Oh no!
Right.
Especially after we've talked so much about it.
Right? I was like, oh, I can go for a coffee. Yeah, let's take 5. But we will be right back. Don't go away.
You
So
know?
let's go.
Well, I'm just saying, everybody in that show, I don't think they're everybody? Yeah, no. Everybody in that show, Peggable.
You know,
Yeah, that's
It'd be like
Wait,
that.
what show are we talking
Bold
about? I
statement.
did
A
not.
bold and factual
You're
statement.
gonna
In Shadow and Bone?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
no, 100%.
absolutely
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah,
They
You don't even have to
absolutely
try
are.
to make.
Is there any like
That's why I stopped watching it. It's so full of like these beautiful people, but I couldn't get past the acting. Their acting caliber was not up there with
with their raiment?
their beauty level, right? So I don't know. I only made it just so far. So
They
That's
weren't
fair.
exactly being given the best scripts, but
I'm
you
not gonna
know
blame
what?
it all on them. But yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that the people who did the magicians were the same, but they had such every one of those actors had such insane, unhinged, like musical theater kid energy that it did not matter.
We love to see it.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna start with Brindle. And
That's me. Hello. Hi.
yeah, Brindle, as you head up north to meet with Hagen, it's the same little shop in a basement, right? That he asked you to meet him before. You know, he's already sitting there, in like another kind of suit jacket with like an open collar. You know, patiently waiting, and sees you walk in and kind of like gives you like the, hey, there he is.
Hey, Hagen. How goes it?
Hey,
So everything worked out with you and the other guy and everything. So right?
yeah, absolutely. It was a profitable endeavor, I should say that.
Oh, good. I mean, we like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I figured I'd make sure you got what it is you deserved out of that, and kind of look forward to the future. He just slides a little sack of coins across the table, and says, "For your end, 15 gold. Very nice."
Brundle quickly picks it up, puts it in the pocket. He doesn't open it or count it or anything right there. He'll look at that later.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Hagen. That was that okay. That's more than I was expecting. So
We got lucky with the timing. So a few extra coins in there to show the appreciation. And
cool.
Had a good conversation with Walter.
Yeah, how's Walter?
He's his usual busy self.
Yeah, he's always, every time I see him, he's always annoyed about something.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got a lot going on. But that was actually part of the thing I wanted to talk to you about. He asked me how the last job went, and gave you a glowing review because, let's face it, I think you and I make a great team unloading those trucks and breaking into that warehouse. Oh, too forward. You and I unloading those trucks and getting where we need to go. But
Ringle actually keeps a straight face while Hagen says that, knowing that Hagen picked up maybe 2 of those barrels, was it? Something like that. So
yeah. Good teamwork,
Yeah.
And says it. We're onto something a little bigger. This one's gonna require a little muscle, less moving stuff around and more moving some people around to the ground.
Yeah. How so?
Well, the thing that's been stressing Walter lately is a couple, let's say, thorns in his side that he wants to see gone, right? And I figure we could, help out and take care of that. He needs a few more strong and adaptable individuals. Got a bit of a rat problem in the sewers, So we want to take care of that ASAP.
Well, Hagen, I'm not really a violent sort of person, Are you sure I'm the best one for this?
See, Walter said you might say that. He's actually said a few other choice words I won't repeat, but we need someone that can get in there and really use the dark and the quiet to their advantage, right? So we can do kind of do a little bit of, call it scouting, right? Got to see the threats before we actually deal with them. So that's what I picture you. You're nimble, fast. All right, we got
okay, all right.
We got people
I
with
mean,
big muscles and angry hearts that can take care of some of the more difficult work, but we got to get there in one piece. Don't need to be surprised.
Well, what do you need me to do?
What you do best: climb, sneak, be observant.
When?
Still put a few final details together, but let's say in the next few days.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let me know.
Oh,
and
I forgot to mention. Since this is a more tactile job, this one starts at 50 gold.
Oh.
Yeah, and anything you happen to find along the way, treat it like tips. We'll divide it amongst ourselves. Could have been lucrative.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. You've got my full attention on that. 50 gold. Wow. That must be big.
I think it's going to shake some things up, and like you said, maybe bring Walter's concern level down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is. He's always annoyed when I'm there. Um. Yeah. Okay. Okay. If it'll lighten his mood a little bit, I guess. Yeah. I'll help out. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So hey, what's going on with the? I don't end up seeing a lot of the family so much. What else is happening around? Where's Geraldine with all this?
Oh, she's going to some show tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Some crazy long play. Makes sense. She's got to keep up appearances. Be seen in public where other stuff is happening. So
really long play, huh?
Yeah, not Walter's cup of tea. He doesn't.
Yeah, no, sounds pretty boring actually. Yeah, I don't know, but
yeah, she's doing her part. She's making sure she's attending all the charity balls and all the excuse me, important social events that give us the breathing room to do what we need to do.
Yeah, charity ball too, huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, she seems to be. Yep. Okay. Now that's very unlike Walter,
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's a reason why the watch is a little less fond of Walter, but they love Geraldine.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Everybody loves Geraldine. Right? She's awesome. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her anyway. So okay, all right. Well, yeah, if she's on board with all of this and it's for the family, then sure. Let me know. Let me know what's up, and when where to be and when and everything. So yeah.
I'll send you a message on that stone, and when you get it, head to Walter's place. We'll meet up there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a few particular ideas on how he wants this to look.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be there. Is it so okay. So it's somewhere nearby. Oh, I see. So we're gonna meet up there because that's where we got some like disguises and stuff and is it gonna be somewhere nearby or
He just wants to go over the plan, make sure everyone's on the same page, make sure everyone's properly equipped.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like I said, you have dealing with a couple extra people, and so a lot of moving parts. You want to make sure you have a good plan before you go in.
Yeah, absolutely. Brindle does sort of put it together that he just got a warning from this random person about his family, and it's kind of odd that Walter might be calling him in to work on this job and to meeting at Walter's place. That seems kind of a little weird one. So I think Brindle would actually have to maybe roll for deception, not to show that he's potentially leery of this.
Okay, go ahead and roll. DC is 14.
And that was deception, so 19.
Okay. Yeah, Hagen doesn't seem to catch on.
Okay. All right. And I don't know if this is something to be worried about or not, but he's kind of putting two and two together, and he knows Walter doesn't like him. He knows Walter hates him. So, all right. Okay. And 50 gold is a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's 5 months rent.
So, okay, he's wary, but all right. Well, Hagen, yeah, absolutely pleasure working with you and everything. That was I had a good time the other night. It looks like we made out pretty well from it. So I look forward to this next thing.
Absolutely, I think we make a pretty good team.
Yeah. So again, was coffee free for us here last time? Because as part of the family, right?
It's on me. Don't worry about it, kid.
Oh, it's on you. Okay, awesome. All right, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, Hagen. Grabs a cup of coffee. Fully remembering that last time Hagen paid for it too, but feigning that he did not remember. So yeah, okay, and then has his cup of coffee and then takes off and leaves. It's a pretty busy day, like with a lot going on. I don't know if he's going to go over and meet Cassidy yet or not.
Yeah, and he got some time until the big Shipmaiden's Ball takes off anyway.
Before the what does?
The Shipmaiden's Ball, you got some time before that occurs. Because that was the event she was going to hire some extra hands for.
Yep.
Also, for those of you playing along at home, 50 gold is $10,000.
Yeah, it's not a small amount of money. It's although I don't remember myself, how many dragons would that be in this?
Sorry, it's 50 dragons, yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can remember
golden dragons are interchangeable.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I could remember if it was like that was worth 5 or 10 or something. Okay. All right. Cool. Neat. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Brindle heads on out and doesn't really have anything else on his docket yet for the day until this evening.
You head out and start thinking about getting ready for tonight. For B and Lavinia, you head down to the docks, where good old Misha's Lament, nice little ship, is currently at dock right now, and CW and a couple other friends, bros, however you want to describe them, are trying to do some last minute prep for Fleet's Wake and decorations. And they're just, you see CW yelling like, "You gotta bring it up higher! No, to port! You have to bring it to port!" And the other one's like, "I don't sail that much, man. Is that left or right?" It's like, it's left, man. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. And one grabs a rope before like a decoration starts to like fall and swing off the side, and they stabilize it. And they're like, "All right, you got it? You good up there? Holy cow, what?" Then they finally like grab it, lash it to the mast, and look over it as you two are walking down the dock, and you see CW with like just a big old like red face and like, oh, hey, B, how's it going?
Hey, CW, how you doing?
Great. We're doing last minute preps for the parade.
Yeah, I see that. I see
Yeah.
that.
We
How's it?
got we also got into one of the races, so that's
We
gonna be
got
a
into one
lot
of
of
the
fun.
races. Oh,
Hmm.
that's awesome.
Yeah, single sales. So it's gonna be great.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Our
Who's your friend?
is Ashley gonna figure out port and starboard by then? Because he really needs to do that.
I mean, he's not gonna be at the helm.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this is Lavinia. She's my roommate. She is here. So
Nice to
uh
meet you. And he holds out like just a big old like dwarven like meaty hand.
I mean, Lavinia has no problem shaking with, luckily it is her right hand, so she can do that without it being awkward, and so she shakes it. Nice to meet you. B speaks very highly of you.
Oh, well, thank you. That's nice. We still on for we have what? We want to go to dinner in like a couple days. We still on for that?
oh yeah.
Okay, I
Oh
made
yeah.
reservations, so we'll I know we've been busy, but I would like to hang out with you for a bit.
Of course. Of course. Definitely still on. She will sort of like bump him with her hip. Like she like walked over and like did that thing where she like just steps under his arm, like fully
Yeah,
into his personal space. Like um
throws an arm around you and just gives you like a little
uh
side hug.
and so my friend Lavinia is a she works for the watch, and she um a a stonemason who I know that you know better than I do showed up dead. And she wanted to see if she could ask you some questions and see if we could find out maybe who did it. Cause fuck that guy who did the thing.
All right.
Is what I'm saying.
Hey guys, take 5. Yeah, go grab a beer. Yeah, bring me one too. Bring me 3 actually. Oh, my mistake. Sorry, bring me 4. No, is that? I assume since you were bigger, you'd wanted more beer.
I'm on duty.
Oh, they're not allowed.
Oh, bring the breakfast beer.
Thank
It's
you.
I understand.
It's very kind.
the breakfast beer is actually just like it's just malt. It has like almost no alcohol in it. It's fine.
He kind of
It's
gestures.
extremely gross.
He like gestures to like a little dockside like storage hut slash like area and says, it's, I got some chairs in there. Let's take a seat. I go and sit down, and there's like it kind of smells a little bit like fish and seawater, and there's like ropes and like different repair tools for this boat around there. But they did also add like a few comfortable areas. You see like a hammock up there, and then there's this little table and chairs. And he sits down. One of the other dwarves comes in and just like drops like 4 beers on the table, and is like, then just like waves high and runs out. Uh, and Ollie goes, "All right, I'm gonna guess this has something to do with Willis, right?"
Correct.
Yeah, I saw heard the news. Terrible. It was a robbery gone wrong, something like that. Awful. So,
Maybe.
okay.
Did he ever talk a lot about what he did for work, as in like his current projects? Was he open about who or where he was working?
I mean, not always. You know, we weren't the closest, but we did bring him onto the lament crew because we need some more people for Fleet's Wake. You know, it's one ship, but I mean to decorate and then actually like do the close movement steering for the ship. You got to have a pretty sizable crew, even just for the counterweights. You know, um, but yeah, he was supposed to do it with us, and he actually told us that he had to drop out. I guess he landed some like contract gig to build some like do some survey for some bank or something. I don't know. Said they were expanding in the city, and so that was going to take up a lot of his time. We tried to work around his schedule, but he was, he was pretty insistent that that wasn't going to work. That was the last time I saw him, but
And that was a week.
oh, what's today? The 19th, maybe like the 11th.
And he was working for Coin?
Yeah, that's the one. Coin.
Huh.
Got some sort of contract to do something with their new expansion. So I mean, I saw the thing in the news that they got some contract. I don't know. I don't use the banks. I keep all my money under my pillow.
Yeah.
That sounds uncomfortable, but
You'd be surprised. You ever tried sleeping on Apollo coins?
no.
Recommended. Good for your back.
My
But,
father
yeah.
says the same thing about sleeping on the floor.
I like that. But yeah, he took that contract coin. That's what it was. And then was going to do something involving surveys for the new places.
Hey, Andy, do I know, does B know what his specialty was?
Go ahead and this is guild knowledge. I'm going to ask you to roll a history check because he does have a very specific specialty, but his general skill was engineering.
Okay.
But on the correct check, I can give you a little more.
Yes, let me see here.
So I don't know how you went from 9 to 8 advantage points. You should have 9. You didn't use any.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I gotta upload that. What? Sorry, I'm having a problem trying to find various notes that sort of saved in random spots. So I'm making what's the roll I'm making?
It's a history check.
It's a history
Now, I
check.
think you'd have proficiency in this if you don't normally because of your
Do.
guild connections. Okay.
I do have proficiency, so I get to add my proficiency bonus to just a flat roll.
Well, plus intelligence.
Yeah, plus intelligence, proficiency, and roll. Okay. So that is a 17.
Okay. His original specialty, before he gave it up to focus more on engineering to make better contracts and make more money, was archaeology.
Okay.
And you remember him complaining a couple times about it in passing at the guild that like there wasn't enough need for it since they sealed the tunnel to the Underdark or the Undercity, right? That was a big thing at one point, and after the city ordered it sealed, no one was hiring archaeologists to do research and development that way, so we focused more on actual engineering at that point for stonemasonry.
Outside of the City of the Dead. Where? Yeah, might still be relevant.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be. Huh.
Everything okay?
Well, I'm just thinking, I know that his original, what would move him, why he would take on a new contract. Did you tell B that he had the dirt on his shoes?
Yes, because that was
Okay.
part of why she was worried, which about B going in there in case, like, you know, there's like people. Because the only reason the City of the Dead is open to the public during the daytime.
Right.
So the fact that the dirt was redacted implied to Lavinia, she interpreted that as maybe an indication that he was in there in the illegal after hours, which
Mhm.
made her worried that you guys were going to go in for your little mission and then run afoul of a group of people who shouldn't be in there, who might want to be like,
Hmm.
no witnesses. Brr.
Plus, the timing
So,
of it was like 3 a.m. when
Yeah, the
all
timing was
that
like 3
murder
a.m.
went
and all that
down.
other stuff. So like that was so Lavinia did bring that up, which was then why B was like, oh, you should come with us.
Another important note too, because it might be a second before, it might have been a minute, but I think this would be fresh in B's head.
Mhm.
Sorry, I have too many tabs open. Come here. Uh, Initial findings at the crime scene included a bag of tools consisting of a shovel, pry bar, hammer, 10 pitons, 5 torches, 50 feet of rope, and site survey equipment, which were recovered at the scene.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that because that's why I don't think it's a robbery. There wasn't any money found, but there was a great deal of supplies.
so his original specialty. I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of why he would take on suddenly a new contract, or if he was doing extra contract stuff, because he was an archaeologist.
Yeah, but he got all pissed off when they ordered the Undercity closed because that's where he was doing most of his work.
Well, yeah, making sure that the city didn't fucking collapse because, literal undermining. Like he and I talked about that a lot.
Mm-hmm. But I mean that hurt him because I think it's been like what, God, 2 years or so since they closed that thing.
Yeah.
I guess he was just hurting for money and decided to double down on stonework, or you know. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about finances a lot.
Yeah.
Did he ever mention to you trouble with anyone that he worked with? There's an indication that his attacker, that they were familiar. Did he ever mention somebody with bad blood, somebody who he didn't get along with?
Oh, Willis was great. He's funny, he's smart. You know, sometimes like you have like little petty arguments with people, but he's never one of the, I don't he's not the kind of person to have like enemies like that. That's I mean I've known him for a couple of years now, or I guess knew him for a couple of years now, and he's never been
Was he
like that.
was he maybe the type of person willing to help someone if they asked, even if maybe that person wasn't quite as reputable?
I think he would. I don't know how far he'd go if he knew they weren't reputable, but if someone asked for help, uh, he thought he was doing the right thing or trying to help out somewhere, yeah, I think he'd do it. And heck, when he was down here, he'd work on other people's boats because they were, shorthanded. Just like making friends. So you don't think this was like a random robbery? Think there's something more to this?
magic analysis of the crime scene indicated that there was an enchantment used. That's witness testimony indicates that the altercation was extremely up close. Nothing appears besides maybe money was stolen. He had tools and things worth money on him, things of value.
I can tell you this right now: Willis didn't know anything about magic. I mean, he knew like the theoretics behind it, but he couldn't even light a candle with magic. It wasn't his thing.
To be fair,
That's
actually
crazy.
that's not easiest, but whatever.
He like it gives you a look like I know I'm not saying it is. I just it's hard.
So magic analysis, they actually had somebody come up and do magic the scene, like do a
Are you familiar with a Killian Monagale at Blackstaff?
Am I familiar with Killian Monagale at Blackstaff?
Oh yeah, they're the department head for enchantments.
Oh yeah, department head for enchantments. I'm not actually. I've worked with them a lot in the past. Our departments used to the archaeology department was kind of like folded under there for a little while. Anyway, but Geodis.
They're all hot.
Geodis.
They're all stupidly hot.
Andrew.
I'm gonna put this on screen.
Yeah. Show the world the decisions
world what you just did. Like,
listen,
I
didn't do anything. This came from places. Give me a second. Oh geez.
Well, while that happens, Lavinia's gonna.
I know. Everybody knows them. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Make her bigger. Show the world.
It's cover the hole. There you go.
She
absurdly hot tiefling.
Pretty much everybody knows her.
She performed.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, did she? Oh, sorry. Right. So wait. Why would is that normal? Does the Blackstaff Academy usually recontract with the police to do that sort of thing?
Lavinia kind of like glances at CW to see how invested he is in all of this.
CW has realized you're not drinking the breakfast beer and is like slowly reaching to grab it, and just looks over and goes, "But you said you didn't want it, so I'm just gonna."
No, it's completely fine. I had a lot of coffee this morning.
It's a coffee stout. It's really good. He's listening, but he's like, none of this is like jaw-dropping, mind-blowing information for him. He's just like, I don't really know what you're.
Because Lavinia's trying to be very careful about again, she doesn't want to give away the nature of what happened to this file. So what she will say is, it's not unheard of. she is our liaison for these kinds of things at Blackstaff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know her. She's fine. I'm sure whatever work she did would be exemplary.
okay.
This wasn't supposed to be a
Sorry,
dating sim.
she is I cannot let this I'm really sorry, CW. She is absolutely the sexiest human the sexiest being I've actually ever put my eyes on. But like
Yeah,
when you
like
if you think just enchantment professor is obviously going to be insanely hot, like ratchet that up like 2 notches, like just an unreasonable level of hot, like so hot that it kind of actually makes you feel sick a little bit.
he
Kind of
he,
comes
no-
back around the other way.
he like nods knowingly and goes, "Hey, mad about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Does she sail?
I don't, I don't know. I don't know.
Ask her out sometime. For sailing."
Well, right, for sailing, for sailing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I wish I do wish I knew more. It came as a shock when we found out what happened to Willis, but that was the last time I talked to him. He picked up that contract, and then you know we were, as far as we knew, it was a random robbery. Uh, if there's more, I'd like to help, but I don't really know
I mean,
how.
if you don't mind asking the other members of your crew or other members on the dock who were familiar with him if maybe they knew of anybody he was having problems with at work, I I will be checking in with contract if I'm able to see if they maybe have any incidents of problems. Like I
Okay.
said, I would like to be able to close this with real answers. So
Yeah,
anything
I'll
will
ask
help.
around. Anything I find, I guess I'll let B know, and
Mhm.
that, I don't know if that's like,
I'm
is there an official process for this?
I mean, if you want to come to the Candle Street precinct, you can, but I have no problem coming back here.
Yeah, I prefer not to. Just you know, it's a long walk, and I got short legs.
That is completely fine.
And B, you would know that he's just like, I don't not like cops, but I don't want to walk into a precinct full of cops.
It, it's just there's it's bad juju. You just
Yeah, people get the wrong impression. It's no, it's not good for anybody.
yeah.
But I will happily get you whatever I can find.
Thank you. And just one final one final question. Um
Hmm?
I haven't been able to quite put hands on it. Did he live near the trade ward? That was the area, the East Alley near
Oh,
Irma's Walk in the trade ward.
uh, no, because he was, I'm gonna say he was kind of hurting for money. He points at the hammock that was like hanging up there. It's like he was staying here actually, um, kind of between jobs.
All right. He didn't leave anything here,
Nah, he just had like a backpack of stuff that he took with him.
but
But
he had all of his things.
yeah, anytime he had to go out and do something, he was, he'd make a point to tidy up and take his stuff with him.
All right. Thank you. I will let you get back to your work. I know things are coming up very fast.
Appreciate it. And nice to meet you. I wish it was under better circumstances.
You as well. Yes. This.
Hey, you're still coming to the play tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Awesome. It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
Do I need to dress up for that kind of thing, or is that like a?
Yeah. We probably should dress up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit.
It's my first play. I'm really excited about it.
I think you're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. Riv's gonna be great, and they say that the lead actress is gonna be super great, and you know. Anyway, I'll see you tonight.
See you tonight. He gives you like a little kiss as you leave.
Returned. And yeah, so she'll sort of walk back with Lavinia, and sort of say like, so this, okay, is it just me
It
who
is
doesn't
not
know anything?
standard.
Huh?
It is not standard to go to Blackstaff for
Oh,
magical analysis.
okay. Yeah,
That is, we have mages on the force. We have people who we would go to first. Blackstaff is generally I don't want to say a last resort, but I think maybe more specialized. We were bypassed.
so
We were bypassed. And I think on Lady Silverhand's orders, we were bypassed. And I think her partner, the Blackstaff, facilitated that. Whatever Willis was doing, he was doing it with or for some very questionable, powerful people.
and whoever stopped him has kicked off. People have been running around at the academy like crazy, like chickens with their heads cut off. I'm seeing faculty department heads. Faculty department heads are missing, fully gone. Illusions, fully gone. I'm the black staff himself I have seen running around in a panic, lying to my face, uh, bribing me with a new, with a new job, with a new position. Um, which, what was that position again, Andy?
Oh, it was the lead TA for the illusions track. Because of course, if you're going to be asked to do extra work, you should get paid extra as well.
Right. The sorry, I was wondering if I was going to get to use and it's a position that would be under Professor Killian, actually. But
sadly, no, we're not there yet.
No. Not there yet. Not there yet. But yeah, everyone's running around like crazy. It's really weird. Lady Silverhand actually visited the Blackstaff in his quarters, which, I mean, that happens. They're married, but like she had, you know, she had a bodyguard with her. Oh, right. Yeah.
That is something that is only done during X times of war. B.
Yeah. 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 Yep. And so, uh, so, what's the over under on Coin having punched a hole right back on into the Underdark to fuck around with drow shit?
Probably exceedingly high.
Cool.
I like that. And with that kind of dreary thought, everyone gets ready for opening night.
Yeah.
Because even if there's chaos in the city, we're still going to go see our friends play. As everyone gets prepared for a night out in the town, the Eclipse Theater, located up in the North Ward, under or close to under the statue of the Shield Maiden, right? Beautiful theater, right? Very classy place. Red carpet, of course, rolled out for all those who are coming in. You all realize that the tickets for this event are 25 gold, and have just been given to you by cast members. This is a $5,000 event for the high society people. There are, of course, other ways to get tickets that are a little cheaper, but some people like to flex. They have that kind of money. Luckily, all of you have tickets, and as people are kind of moving in and getting settled, right? You can see CW has shown. Yes.
Before everyone has gone, I had a note that I wanted to do something.
Go for it.
Before they leave, Lavinia is going to like corner Brindle.
Brindle's like trying to figure out how to tie a bow tie that's been borrowed, and it's like, oh.
Brindle at one point said that they had never been to a play before. So Lavinia corners Brindle and gives them like a small handful of like flowers they picked up, and tells them that it's traditional that when you go to a play, when the play is over, you're supposed to give it to the people you went to go see.
It's so terrifying to corner Brindle to give him flowers.
To give him flowers to give to Riv when the play's over.
Now, trick is you have to try it. It's like playing Where's Waldo. You have to spot Riv during the play. Then you give Riv the flowers.
Lavinia completely understands that Riv's not going to be seen, but like it would be a shame for Brindle to not get to have the full play experience. So she gives him flowers to give to Brindle.
Aww.
Or to give to Riv.
Yeah, thank you, Lavinia. I never would have known. I didn't know that that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brenda like tries to carry them such that they don't get like flattened or anything. So he's just walking down the street with like flowers. So yeah.
Okay.
Or will once we get going.
Della, Della, I think you were muted if you were saying something.
I was muted, but I was just doing a bit, so we're good.
No, I like that. Well, Brindle with flowers in hand. I'm looking for one more thing for my notes. There we go. You all enter the theater as there is a lot of buzz and excitement as people are kind of gathered in the large atrium where they've got a little time before the play. And of course, CW shows up, is combed and oiled his beard and added a few like kind of clips to it, and is wearing like a nicer like tunic. Still looks a little underdressed, but it showed up in business casual to a formal event. But he's that's fine. No one really cares because he has a ticket, and he's like, I'm really excited about this, honestly. It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I've come here just a handful of times just to with the guild, sort of both for like maintenance stuff and because there's some really interesting if you if you look, there's just some really interesting carvings up there that are
Oh.
hiding some, and they start going off on like architectural features.
Yeah, look at that.
And they start talking a little bit about sort of comparing this to some of how like you build a ship, how when you're building like a theater space, it's a little bit like a ship space because you only have so much space to do things in. You have to hide or make really good use of it, and is sort of talking about like both like shipbuilding and sort of stage architecture. B is wearing basically the same outfit that she wore to the the yawning portal for that party, except she's not wearing like the little pieces of armor that she'd worn with it. So it's that, except like there's like some like gold colored braid sort of like wrapped around where the armor had been, and it's sort of it's draped a little bit more femininely, and she's wearing these she's actually wearing heels. She actually is wearing like these 2-inch heels, which for like a gnome, that's pretty high. All right.
Yeah.
She's wearing these 2-inch heels
It's like
that
20% of your height.
right. B is not actually it. Yeah. B's what I think B is like 2.5 feet tall. Like they're short even for a gnome.
Yeah.
And that sort of like wrap all the way up her calf, and yeah, and like a little like cute little circlet in her hair.
I like that. As you and CW were talking about the architecture, Lavinia, you actually feel like a tap on your shoulder.
Yes. Hello.
You turn around, it's Renair. And it says, hey, mind if I sit with you all?
Oh, hey, Rainer. Hey.
What's going on?
Yes.
Hey,
hi.
how you been? How you doing? Yeah, of course you can sit with us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Riv's gonna be really happy to know you made it.
I wouldn't miss this. He also has some flowers with him. As you look up,
really helps sell Lavinia's words.
Brindle points at it. It's like, oh yeah,
I like it. I see you're well versed in the theater. That's incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
As you look up, there's actually a secondary entrance somewhere. You all came in through the main entrance, but there is a kind of second story area that leads to balcony seating or box seating. And Brindle, as you look up, you actually see Geraldine flanked by two people in very nice tuxedos walking across that upper area towards the seating as the show's about to get started. There's a moment. I want to roll a thing. He did not seem to notice you.
So Brindle will have he actually, I think, took a little bit of time today and grabbed his own piece of halfway decent clothing, by the way, so he didn't have to borrow something from Rip again on the way here, but it's a more formal style, kind of a long jacket that's going along with the apparently the bow tie that he decided to pick up for this. So he's got the flowers and whatnot. Also, like as B was talking about the architecture, Brindle did notice all the like the catwalks and all the things up there, and said almost to himself, like, "Wow, you could really get around up there without anybody noticing."
Mm-hmm.
But he spots Geraldine. And it's like, oh yeah, so heads directly up to see Geraldine before the show starts. Walks right up there with purpose.
As you walk up to the base of the stairs, like one of the ushers just stops you and
Lavinia
says,
sees him leaving, and she's like, "Don't leave me with him." It's too late. He's already gone.
"Sorry, sir. Do you have a box ticket?"
No. But my grandmother's up there.
Oh, I'm very sorry. If you don't have a box ticket, I can't let you up.
Well, okay, but if my grandmother's here at the same show as me and she can't say hi to me before the show, I don't think she's going to be very happy with that.
If you'd like, I can send a message upstairs.
You could just let me go up because there's not much time before the show starts, and I'll be right back down.
Theater policy. I'm sorry, but if you let me know what she looks like, you can. I'm gonna have you roll a disadvantage though.
That's fine.
Just because the guy's like, I don't know you. I don't know. You're not supposed to be up there with the people that are like in box seats. Sorry.
Yep. That's fine.
Haven't you ever heard of John Wilkes Booth? I can't just let you up there.
Oh no, wait, that's wrong. Where's my? No, okay, 12.
He kind of like looks you over and just goes, I am sorry, it's Eclipse Theater policy. If you would like me to deliver a message to somebody up there, if you would describe them, I'm perfectly happy to do so. But if you don't have a box ticket, I can't let you upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, here. Look, he just Brindle just grabs a piece of paper or whatever and scribbles a note on there, and it just says hi, I'm here too, Brindle.
And he sits there and he like gets a description of Geraldine from you, and he goes, and he hands it off to like another usher who runs upstairs.
Okay.
And
he just he waits around for a moment just to see if there's anything that happens from that.
Okay. While you're waiting, Lavinia, you can go ahead and roll a knowledge history, which also covers local, as well as some other people walk in. As Lavinia, as you're talking, you can see that like Rainier is constantly watching another person. You recognize that they have like a press badge, and it's just like, she's a slightly taller, looks like not a Genasi, a Eladrin of some sort, with like kind of a bluish tint. And he just like keeps looking at her, and he's just like, it's the love of God, not tonight.
So it was a 19 on the die. Lavinia is she's making small talk politely. But so if she sees his like discomfort, she will kind of like redirect a little bit, so she will step kind of like to the side, so she is more of an obstacle than anything.
He picks up on it and is like, no, thank you. Look, I know the press is always following me around, but like I don't want that to detract from like the actual play tonight. I don't want the story to be that I showed up here. I want the story to actually be about the event. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, we can hope that they are here just to review the play, not from the social pages, but let's be honest, there's always someone from the social pages, isn't there?
You're absolutely right about that. As you say that, and you kind of move around, you see it's fresh in your mind. You probably would have noticed it if you hadn't had that conversation with CW earlier. You see Victorio and Amalia Castellanter are in attendance. They actually walk past on the other upper lobby balcony. Both of them dressed exquisitely. He's wearing like a very dark blue and elegant suit, and she's wearing a very nice, almost golden with red tinted dress. As the two of them proceed to some box seats.
Is there anybody I see from the academy?
Is anybody from the academy here? Hold on.
Go to the bitch.
There's not.
We don't have time for fiction in the academy. Too
Well,
busy dealing with threats
There's-
from beyond.
There's
Mhm.
no arts program.
Oh, absolutely
Blackstaff
not.
Academy.
Absolutely not. Everybody in this program has terminal engineer brain.
after a few minutes, Brindle, Geraldine does reemerge onto the balcony and looks down and sees you and like kind of cocks her head to the side in surprise. And says, "Huh, what a surprise.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
Brindle, please,
yeah,
come on up here."
Give a look at the usher on the way by.
And the usher, ma'am, he doesn't have a ticket. She just stares at him. Yes. But if he's not staying in the seat, I'm sure you could have a quick conversation.
Brindle just walks past him, completely ignoring him after that sharp look. Yeah. Hey.
Well, look at
So,
you. And
yeah.
straightens your jacket a bit. Says, experiencing the culture of Waterdeep, I see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first play. I'm very excited. I was told to bring flowers, so I've got flowers here.
course.
And that's about all I know. Although the catwalks here are really great.
Oh,
Love what they're
it's
doing up there.
a lovely building. Lots of money invested in the arts here. But I'm happy to see that you're here and you're getting some good culture.
So if you have time, either now or after the show, I just had just a quick question about this. He just kind of looks around. Maybe this job that Walter approached me with. Yeah.
Oh, this I understand completely. This is an evening event and it's a social event. It's not a work event. But I would be very happy to have any conversation you'd like about future work.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. I appreciate it so much. I will. What's the best way to actually get in touch with you? I know we don't talk that often.
Oh, well, you're simply welcome to come by.
Okay, I will do that, and I'll leave you to it. The show I feel like is going to be great. One of my friends is part of it, and yeah.
Go ahead and roll a quick insight.
Yes. Missed it. I missed it again. There it is. 14.
You don't know what this means, but when you say like, "Oh, I want to talk about the job that Walter's planning," there is just the slightest narrowing of the eyes, before like the composure is restored, and she says she's happy to talk with you about that later. It doesn't seem like anger at you.
No. That's fine. Okay, that seems. Yep. Cool. That's all that is completely fine with Brindle. And he notes it and then moves on. And wishes her a happy evening at the theater. So yeah.
The ushers start making the announcement for everyone to move into their seats. She gives you a polite nod, heads to her box. You all gather back up. The six of you, CW and
Lavinia
Rainier.
leaves a spot between Rainier and herself open for Brindle.
It's like, oh, do you want me to take that? Okay, no. I get it. You're saving the seat for.
Yes.
Yeah. I get it.
It feels rude to save the seat on the end. It always feels weird when people come up and say, "Can I sit here?" And it's like, "Oh no, somebody's going to sit here." So I think it's better to save it in the middle.
Yeah. I get that. I
don't like this man.
He's gonna roll a quick insight. He goes,
I'll roll a deception. I'll contest him.
okay, that was actually a 19.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. My deception's a +3, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, he doesn't have a high insight. That was just a good roll.
It is also a 19.
Okay.
Oh.
He like looks at you for a second and is like, do you think they should have brought snacks?
Oh, did you say you wanted snacks? Because I definitely brought snacks.
You know, snacks?
Of course I brought snacks.
Okay. Yeah.
Snacks. I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to bring snacks, but I brought
I mean,
snacks.
listen, people frown it all the time, but like,
This
all
is
judgy.
this
Same
is the
reason why I
kind of
didn't send
theater. This is the kind of theater where they only serve drinks.
Yeah, it's all.
This is where Brindle comes in. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Oh, hey.
You guys brought snacks?
And
Oh,
the light, the lights start to dim, and
Brindle sits down quickly.
Cheese
play.
sticks and
Can I-
oranges
can
are
I have
passed
a-
to everyone.
Awesome.
the play begins. In the next 2 hours are an emotional whirlwind of dramatic art. All right. There is comedy, there's tragedy, there are highs and lows. It is beautiful, moving. You feel honestly like you have learned something about yourself and the world around you from every scene. And
What's the name of the play? I don't think you've said it on stream.
I haven't because I'm trying to pull it up because it's very, very long. The comedic tragedy of Amleth. They play in 7 acts wherein we find humor and catastrophe. I couldn't remember it because it was so damn long. I had to look it up.
Oh, I have it written here.
Beautiful. But the thing you take away from all this is art, right? It is truly beautiful. And whatever impact this has on you as a person, like there's a lesson to be learned in this 3.5 hour long play. All right. Something for everyone. Riv. Next stage is going well. The insane pressure that Roberto had put on you and, well, the entire cast. You know what? He may be a madman, but he gets results because everything is moving like clockwork. And you're preparing for the biggest part of this show. Act 5. Oh, new follower. Thank you. Act 5, as you know, makes or breaks this entire tale. Because it is a 40-minute long monologue delivered by Astaire. It is moving. It's deep. It's passionate. And it requires a just symphony of coordination for the lights, the sound, the effects, and the props. And Astaire on stage working up towards the last 10 minutes of the finale of this monologue. Wherein 3 times you've thought, this has ended, and then the Lord of the Ring endings continue, and you're like, oh god, no, it's still going. Audience having been tricked once again into thinking this was the end of her soliloquy, but no, it continues. You hear a noise. Go ahead and roll perception, please.
I would love to roll perception. I am, as a former tech person, I am so stressed. Just like... That is an 18.
18 is really good. The noise you hear sounds like a very, very faint pyrotechnic. Just a little, right? And you know nothing is scripted at this point for pyrotechnics. Those are all reserved for Act 6. You look around for the source of the noise. right? You are back stage left. There in the spotlight, the audience on the edge of their seats as this brilliant monologue continues. You hear the flutter of wings and little clamoring claws on metal. As you look up to the catwalk above the stage, you see a tiny creature with little wings, like a strange leathery wings, and an almost scorpion-like tail. Is half flying, half climbing up this ladder. You don't know what it is, but you know damn well it's not part of the actual rehearsal or play. What do you do? Actually, you know what? I'll take that back. Go ahead and roll knowledge religion if you'd like.
I would love to.
Since you had a very good perception roll.
That's 3.
You don't know what it is, but it's not part of this play.
So I'm sure there are so many answers to this question, but I think Riv's biggest concern is what might it be doing or about to do? And is there any way to stop that?
With your 18 perception, you see this thing, and you look as it's climbing up the ladder to the catwalk across the stage, and you look up, you see heavy lights, counterweight sandbags, very dangerous things that could fall. Spotlight directly over a stair for dramatic downlighting. And this thing scrambling towards that. You don't know what it's going to do, but that does invoke a little bit of panic.
Riv considers their options, and I think for this exact moment, their focus is on this creature and seeing what it does. But they are poised and ready to fucking run out on the stage and tackle a stair if they need to get her out of the way. They're not going to disrupt the show otherwise, but they think that there's a better potential for them to act if they stay on ground level than if they try to follow this thing up.
Okay. The thing skitters across the upper catwalk. Hops onto one of the sandbags hanging over the stage. This big, thick rope, and starts gnawing on it. And you look, you realize if that falls, it's a good chance it's going to hit a stair. You have time, but not a lot.
I think in that case, Riv is going to stick to their original plan, which is getting into position and timing it as close as they can to when this sandbag falls. They're going to try to get a stair off the stage, or at least to a different location on the stage.
Okay. I'm willing to let you roll I think either performance or deception to get a stair to move. Right? To like catch her eye, change her blocking, do something without having to leap directly onto the stage immediately. But it does not negate the threat. It just buys you more time.
Yep. Nope, I have a plan. I have a plan for this. This is a
Okay.
well thought out, intentional plan.
Hmm.
And that is going to be a dirty 20 on my deception.
Okay. You manage to catch Astair's eyes as she is delivering another sweeping part of this monologue. And she looks over at you because she knows that you're usually in the wing at this point and sees a look of concern on your face as you do what?
I think what Riv does, especially in light of the fact that this was a deception roll, is she uses the fact that they use the fact that Roberto has changed the blocking so many times to basically be like, no, you're supposed to be closer to here, and trying to get her to come closer to them.
Mm-hmm. And for those in the audience, you see a just sweeping cry out to the gods themselves as Astaire boldly strides from stage right to stage left. You see the little creature just hops back over to the catwalk and starts clambering across again. This time going for what looks like a very heavy light.
And so, with that, I think what Riv is going to try to do, I'm going to double check one thing really quick, just to make sure that this is how it works and something I can do. Yeah, I think that what Riv does now that Astaire is closer to them, they are waiting for, once again, one of these moments of rising action and rising tension.
About to hit the conclusion of this monologue.
And they are going to wait until the last possible moment, though I think they're starting to make their way onto the stage using the shadow so that they are not seen. And then they're going to use Misty Step to take Astaire with them off the stage.
Okay. As this monologue concludes and Astaire finally just cries out, what is it you want from me? Who am I? An incredibly dramatic moment of just, am I nothing in the eyes of the gods and the world but dust? And just disappears in this mist. Which everyone's just like, whoa, holy shit, what an effect! And anybody who can see Roberto in the front row just like standing stark still or sitting stark still and clenching the front of his like chair, being like, what was that? That wasn't my blocking. As you take her across the stage. And the conclusion of Act 5 ends without an issue. A minute. As you're sitting there with Astaire kind of in your arms, she looks at you just thoroughly surprised and goes, new blocking?
New blocking. Last minute, Roberto.
You know what? That was a cool effect. I like that. And you can actually hear somebody else up on the catwalk, like quickly but quietly clambering across, and just like going, what the hell is it? Trying to yell at this little thing to get gone. As it hisses and disappears. And then the curtains open to a new set for Act 6 as Astaire looks at you and goes, well, that's my cue.
Break a leg.
Nods and kind of like twirls her way back onto stage to finish the play. As this thing disappears, there are a lot of fire effects in Act 6, and they start to go off. And the audience, again, is just probably alarmed at the amount of explosions that are happening. But
suddenly it's a Michael Bay film.
Lens flare, all of it. Yep.
Yeah. And Roberto has calmed himself a little bit. Someone changed his play. But Riv, you notice the smell of sulfur right before these pyrotechnic effects go off. And then suddenly the whole area is just covered in smoke. But yeah.
I mean, they're going to keep an eye on things as much as they can through that smoke because this has been a super sus evening and they do not want an accident to happen.
For those of you in the audience, anyone feels bold, go ahead and throw a perception. I am looking for a DC 20.
Oh gosh. What is my
Oh yeah,
perception?
that's gonna happen. That's gonna
Hey.
happen.
Dice are dice. Sometimes, if you call for a roll, be prepared.
He said perception.
Isn't it a net 20?
It's a net 20 for a
There we go.
21.
There we go.
Nice. 18.
Yeah, 19.
Okay.
It's on the little blue sparkly one.
Very nice. Lavinia, you catch this. There is, for just a split second, the tiniest pinpoint of light. It comes from one of the theater boxes right near the end of Act 5. You can see that box belongs to Amelia and Victoria Castellenter. But who knows? Maybe it's just a light in the dark. Not sure. Whatever. But it does catch your attention as unusual.
She will make note. But if nothing else seems to happen, like there's no additional light, she will kind of turn back to the show.
It was a strange little thing.
Weird.
Riv, the rest of the night, your pulse is up. Your heart is racing. There are beads of sweat as you're just looking for these other problems. And a couple times think you see some, then you realize that there are just other crew members or shadowy effects. At the end of a grueling and beautiful 3.5 hours, the actors and actresses in this play take a final bow. And the audience erupts with applause. There's a part of me that just wants to say, and then the whole theater blows up. But,
No.
because I can see the tension here. But
I was waiting for it.
No. This show is a success. Star of the show probably would have died if one of those sandbags had fallen on her, or that light. But Riv, you were successful in saving her, and more importantly, doing it in a way that save the show as well. Very quick thinking. It's a big round of applause. Everyone begins to, well, disperse. And Astaire comes back to you, Riv, and says, you know, it was fantastic with what you did. It was such a good effect. You're brilliant. I want to thank you because like it looks so good.
I'm so glad that Roberto thought to weave it in. I mean, you handled that beautifully. I know that was a tremendous surprise, and you weren't prepared for that, but that that soliloquy, I mean, it's always remarkable when you perform. I honestly get more worried during that I am going to miss one of my cues because I can't stop watching you. I don't know many people who could hold an audience's attention for that long and keep that energy building.
Oh,
And I wanted to make sure that we matched that and that it did not take away from the fact that you had every person in the audience and backstage eating out of the palm of your hand.
she smiles and like squeezes your hand at that and says, well, opening night's over, right? That now it's real and it's less scary, you know? And to think we're gonna run for another 5 weeks. Wow. Thank you for everything. Um did you want to meet my family? They're backstage.
I would love to meet them.
And hanging back in the wings, you see 3 people. See, like, an older looking, kind of blonde haired gentleman. You see a woman with the same kind of like blondish with like little streaks of gray hair, just like very elegantly accenting the fact that they're in their late 40s, early 50s, right? Um, and Riv, I need you to make what would this check be? I'm going to call it deception check, as Astaire says, well, this is my father Mattis, this is my mother Felicia, and this is my sister. And you're staring back at those same steel purple eyes that you saw in that alleyway.
That's 9.
And I think you just begin to break out in a sweat. And that's what we'll leave opening night. Yeah, well done. That's a little more wrap up I'd like to do with all of you next session. If in case you wanted to catch anybody after the show, such as giving flowers to each other, but those with VIP access to the back get first dibs. Actually, you know what? You guys got 5 minutes? You want to call it? Okay, we'll call it here. So, did not forget about Brindle and Rainier. So,
an important cultural exchange as part of the arts.
Yeah, you said give each other flowers. I mean, Brindle's like, wait, I'm going to get flowers now too. Awesome. No.
Rainier's like, do you want some? I brought extra flowers. I don't.
Flowers for everybody. Just
flowers for everybody.
Cool. Well done. Very creative way to fix that. All right. Well, this has been Neverember's Enigma. We're going to do some quick outros and then we're going to raid somebody. So let's go with JD.
Hey, I am JD. I can be found on the internet at JD and tonight I have been Riv. I am in way too many other things. I'll just put in plugs for the next few days. Tomorrow night, it's not something we're streaming, but it is the second episode of the cult game that I played in with Blood Dipped Wings, which is premiering on Lost Caravan. I will then be with Sword and Key Sunday morning to do more Deathmatch Island, where I am playing the professional wrestler named Bonesaw, who has imprinted on a man who goes by the name Daddy. Bone Daddy is now trending. Hashtag. Incredible. And then I'll be coming back here that night to play Casimir Bright, aka Spectral, and Academy H, who also does bone magic. Is there a theme there? Who knows? But that is all I need to plug for now.
I like it. Julia.
Hello. I've been Lavinia Hill. I'm Hexbot on all social media platforms. I will be back on Sunday to play Lyra Kroll while she deals with, family issues. When is Lyra not dealing with family issues? Let us be quite honest with ourselves. Every other Tuesday, I am Kelly Violet in Class Reunion, and every other Thursday, I will be right here.
Thank you. Della.
Hi, I am Della. I have been B. You can find me right here every Thursday, either in this game as B or as the conglomeration of spooky ghosts inhabiting the body of a completely normal fire warden in Redacted, which is run by JD. When are we coming back to that? Are we going to be here next week, or are we taking a week off?
We'll be here next week. Gonna have a chance for the three of you to process the traumas that just happened before we throw our brand new cast member into the mix.
Sick. That's going to be rad. You can also find me. I will be also back here this coming Sunday with Academy H, guest starring as the pale blossoms, the pale flowers that blossom on battlefields, Siblid warrior and hero known as Emissary, who is causing some family problems for Lyra, but is not, I think, the biggest family problem facing Lyra at this exact moment in time. So yeah, that's my thing.
All right. And Bedlam.
Yeah. So I've been Brindle Fallow tonight, and I think our farmer got some good farming done. Today in the fertile soils of Waterdeep. So yeah, first theater show. We got to see and meet Geraldine for the first time, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, you can find me here every other Thursday playing Brindle. So
Yeah.
come on back.
Seem a little surprised about that whole Walter job thing.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. See how that pans out.
Should be fine. And I'm Andrew. I run the game, and hopefully it's cool. That's my deal. So if I'm not doing that, I'm running Veilbreakers, which is our high budget action save the world game with a bunch of very high powered D&D people. And if I'm not doing that, I'm playing Eddie Fangor on Cryptic Community College, who is a wacky conspiracy cryptid hunter bro from Jersey, which is always fun. In Jersey, he's got to have a flaw. This flaw. Don't go anywhere. We're going to start a raid, but you're going to see thanks for watching screen, and then we're dumping the stream into what was the art by Pep? Who's doing art? So should be fun. Thank you for hanging out, everybody, and have a great night. Thanks for watching.